very few of the talking picture thingies that can hold our attention for long enough to stop us playing video games. But one of the best films we experienced last year was definitely Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. The film itself feels pretty much like a video game, with Scott Pilgrim having to defeat his new girlfriend's 7 evil exes in order to go out with her. Call us old-fashioned, but we quite like the old cinema and popcorn trip.
That was epic.
The original comics are absolutely littered with video game references, and Nintendo in particular get a lot of love. Who better to adapt these comics into film than legendary geek director Edgar Wright? Pretty much everything the British director does is held together with ridiculously nerdy references to comics, film and video games. He sat down with Nintendo TV's Gav Murphy to talk about his favourite video games and how he got the nod from Shigeru Miyamoto himself whilst making the film. With so many rubbish films based on video games out there, we asked how hard it was to adapt video game elements into film.
I guess the difference with Scott Pilgrim, because it isn't a video game adaptation, most video game film adaptations, they kind of jettison all of the most famous graphics and iconography and, you know, structure of video games because they're trying to be more like a movie. And because Scott Pilgrim is a comedy and because there's a level of unreality, we could have so much fun with that. And that was an element of the comics I just thought would be great to do on the big screen, and so we didn't really have to worry about it. It was funny. Most video game movies are trying to look more like films, and we were a film trying to look more like a video game.
One of the best Nintendo cameo appearances in the film has to be a piece of music from A Link to the Past, which shows up very early on. We won't spoil the scene for you, but Mr. Wright told us an interesting story about how the music came to be used.
Well, Nintendo, God bless them, were really cool to let us use like the DS and the games and the sounds, but in a contextual use. That the scenes where young Neil is playing the DS, you hear the Nintendo sounds in the background and the music. And then there was one part where we wanted to expand the Zelda music. We wanted it to carry on into the next scene, and Nigel Godrich had done this amazing orchestral version featuring like the members of Supergrass like singing the harmonies in the background, and we had to go back to Nintendo to get extra clearance, and that went all the way to the top. So Mr. Miyamoto watched the scene and gave it the okay, which they said was very rare that he gave it the okay, so that was great.
As always, whenever we managed to snare any kind of celebrity into a seat and make them talk to us, we had to crack out our DS and challenge our guest to a game of Mario Kart. Here's how Gav got on.
Whoa, that screwed up immediately.
That's cool, you catch up. It's Mario Kart. Anyone can win this.
Oh, I'm gaining on you. I'm on your tail. I think I'm playing it too safe on this game.
Really?
I'm kind of taking all the care, but I'm not kind of catching up with you. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to get the gain on you. Oh, come on.
Sorry. That's right, I went into a banana then, so... And that's it, mate.
Oh!
That's the end.
Come on.
Unfortunately.
I wasn't that far behind.
No, that was really good, man.
Another win for Gav, who has started to get pretty smug after already beating Edgar Wright's longtime colleague Simon Pegg last year. Who will be next? While we're off practicing our particularly mad Mario Kart skills, why don't you check out the amazing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is out now on DVD and Blu-ray.